Is it recording?
Okay, yeah, it is recording. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special podcast. We're currently standing in line at Disneyland.
We are currently in line for Web Slingers, California Adventures. Everybody is staring at us. I can't. We're gonna try this and see how it goes.
And then we might do one for Horror Nights if we like the way it turns out. This is gonna be like you thought we were chaotic. Some normal podcast.
Just wait.
This is gonna be worse.
I can't wait. Everybody is staring at us, but it's fine. We're having a good time. So,
and as long as we're having a good time, that's all that matters. I feel like a news reporter.
Now back to you, Jeff.
Okay. So we've eaten a big pretzel so far today. What were your thoughts about the big pretzel?
It was a very big pretzel. It was delicious with the cheese. I'm 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it was actually really good. It's definitely a sharing snack.
Yeah.
The cheese is a beer cheese, which I thought was going to be weird, but it's actually not weird. It was actually really good. And then we had the... Stop laughing at me. What did we have? It was the something coffee.
It was the Witch of
Westview.
Yes. Coffee. It was like butterscotch and marshmallow. It was really good. It was really sweet. I probably wouldn't get it again, but I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, if you like the s'mores frappuccino from Starbucks, you'll definitely like it.
Yeah. And that is what we've done. We've taken a lot of pictures and taken a lot of videos so far, but that is what we've done so far.
We actually got to the park like a little bit before or after they opened, which was amazing. So it only took us like 2 hours to get here instead of 3. So that was nice.
Yes.
But I think we're both ready for people to stop staring at us, so that's it for
We'll
now.
update in a bit.
Yeah, in a different line. It is very hot. It's currently 1:43 in the afternoon. We are now in Disneyland.
Disneyland, woo!
We've ridden a total of 2 rides today. Is it 2? Spider-Man and...
2, yeah, 2. This is our third ride.
This is our third ride. We are in line for the Matterhorn. So if we survive this, great, you'll hear from us further. If this is the end of the podcast...
We died on the Matterhorn. Yeah. We broke our backs and died.
We just want to let you know you guys are the best audience ever. And I'm sorry, this is the end of the podcast.
R.I.P.
We haven't had any further snacks yet, but we are thinking about getting snacks. We need something cold.
Yes, it's very hot. It's very humid. I'm dying. Outside is real scary.
And there's lots of children. It's also, the sun is out now, so it's just beating on us.
Yeah.
But we went on the Runaway Railway ride. That's such a mouthful. It was really good. It was like Rise of the Resistance, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting like an Alice in Wonderland kind of thing, or Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, where you kind of just float. Or not like float, where you just like drive around but it's a lot more fun than that.
Yeah,
I would recommend it if the line isn't super long.
Yeah, we hit it just right. It was a 45-minute wait for us, and then when we were leaving, it was 70 minutes. So, Matterhorn, the only reason we're in line for that, it's 50 minutes, and it was closed last time we were here. So, we thought we'd better break our backs one more time.
Might as well.
Can still be back together.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
While we're still under 30.
What kind of treats are we going to get now?
I don't know. I was thinking about that because... I want something kind of sweet, I feel like. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. We might go to Star Wars next, so maybe we can look around and see what's in there. I will need a Dole Whip to fulfill my only item on the checklist to do every single Disneyland visit is a Dole Whip.
I kind of want to get beignets also.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, we should check out the Tiana's,
restaurant for lunch, for sure. Okay, the line is moving. We will end this segment here. We will hopefully see you after the Matterhorn.
If not, we're dead. Bye.
So, hello, everybody. We are back, I would say in the studio, but, in our respective bedrooms.
In the corner. I'm in the corner.
I liked the way our little podcast on the go turned out. We just didn't do it for the rest of the day.
We got a little distracted, but
we were really good when we were in like California Adventure, waiting in line. But here's the thing about Disneyland. I noticed all the lines have very loud music. So I was like, I don't know if that's going to pick up on the microphone. And also, podcasting and vlogging in public is a whole different ballgame than doing it in the safety of your bedroom.
Yeah, it's definitely when you pull out a microphone and hook it up to your phone and just start talking to
Yeah.
it like you're somebody
Yeah.
important. It's like weird because people look at
They're
you
like, what
like,
are they doing?
like, leave me alone.
Turn
Turn the
away.
other
Look
way.
away. Look away.
Look away. Don't look at me. You're making me nervous. Yeah, no, I felt that especially when we were in the
Oh
Spider-Man.
my
I think that's one of
gosh.
the ones we
Yeah.
did when we were in the Spider-Man line. I was like, everybody's staring at
Yeah, and the
us.
lines were like jam packed, so it was like we were
Oh
very
yeah, especially
close to
that
other
one.
people. Like normally when you can spread out a little bit, it's not as bad. But we will have both on TikTok and then on my YouTube channel, we will have vlogs coming out so you guys can get a little more
Yes.
of that live experience. Because I was actually really good about that this time.
Yes. We both were
Yeah,
pretty good about that.
just the podcasting in the wild is where we kind of
Yeah, that's a new one. That's a new one.
So we're gonna do the same thing for Universal when we go to Horror Nights. So hopefully that'll be better. That'll also be in the dark. So people are entertaining themselves in lines. So we should be okay. Also, there'll be no children
Yes.
necessarily to like stare us down. So even better.
Yeah.
But we had a really good time at Disney. The weather was beautiful.
Yes, it was so nice because it was like kind of like
Mm-hmm.
overcast in the morning. So it was just like a wee bit chilly.
Yes.
And then it like warmed up throughout the day and then it like cooled back down at night.
Yeah.
So it was
But it didn't
fantastic.
even get cold enough to where we needed like because we bought sweaters with us. You didn't even need that. It was like
Hmm.
the perfect night.
No, it
Also,
was perfect.
it only
Yeah.
took us 2 hours to get there instead of 3 hours. So I was very happy that we didn't have to sit in traffic.
We need to. How many miles is it to get there? Just so so the listeners know that 2 hours is actually
Yes.
very
Okay.
good.
So if I'm pretty sure it's 54 miles from my house. I
Holy
lied. It's
guacamole!
73. 73 miles. So if I left my house right now at 7:15 p.m. on a Saturday, it would take me an hour and 20 minutes. We went to Disneyland on a Wednesday, so we had the morning traffic. But the last time we went to Disney in April, I think we left at like, I feel like it was like 7 o'clock. And it
Yeah, we
took
left
us literally
later
3 hours.
that
About an
day.
hour of that was just sitting, just still on the freeway
Yeah.
for no reason. No accident, no construction, just so many people.
We were just dilly-dallying on the freeway a little bit.
This time that didn't happen. We were pretty much moving very slow, but moving the whole time.
Yes, at least it was still like a consistent flow, very slow, but we got there
Yeah,
like
it
right
was
when they
like 10
opened. I
minutes
mean,
after the park opened, which was wild
yeah.
because last time we were trying to make about that time and we got there about an hour after the park opened and I was like, "Oh, oy."
Yeah.
And we got some signs a few days beforehand. Space Mountain was closed, so that was not allowed to be our last ride of the day.
Tragic.
Instead, our last ride of the day was Rise of the Resistance, which, to be honest, is not much better.
I was going to say that line is the only saving grace of Rise of the Resistance being last is those little nooks and crannies that you can sit in. That is the
Yes.
only saving grace besides like that
Yeah.
and Space Mountain. Because they're both
Yeah.
equally as awful, but like you get to sit for like 0.5 seconds
Yes.
and it's amazing.
Absolutely.
It's
And
like the best
everybody's
thing
like in the
ever.
same boat. So you all just kind of like shuffle along the
Yeah.
wall so that it's like musical chairs. You just shuffle until you sit and then you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. We're like, we're not getting up until we
Yes.
absolutely have to.
Yep.
We're just gonna shuffle
Exactly.
along.
Let's see. What did we had lots of snacks. I know we talked about some snacks in the beginning of our this episode. What was your favorite snack of the day, Casey?
I was just about to look and see, because I took pictures of all my snacks, because I am that girl. I wanna say it was the pretzel,
Oh, mine too.
because that was, like, with the cheese was so good.
That was surprisingly so good. Like, I mean, pretzels are good on a normal day, but like the softness of the pretzel, not too much salt, and the beer cheese, I was not sure about because I'm not a beer person, but it was delicious. The only thing I changed is they
Yes.
should give you 2 cups of cheese, not 1 cup of
Yeah,
cheese.
because so if you don't know what we're talking about, it's like, it's at what is it? The
It's at the
Pim's
PIM testing lab
yeah,
um,
and it's just
in
a
Avengers
giant
Campus.
like an extra, extra, extra large, like, soft pretzel,
Yeah,
basically.
it's so good.
Yeah, so, like, just think of the pretzel you get at, like, Auntie Annie's, but, like, 4 times that size.
Yeah, giant, like
But it
bigger
was
than anybody's
delicious.
head. It was so good.
Yeah. Like, if you eat one by yourself, that's, like, a full
Oh,
meal.
that's like your meal for the
Like
day.
yeah.
Like I was ready to explode and I only ate half the pretzel. So I can't
Yeah.
imagine eating the full pretzel. Also, that
What
was our
else did we get?
breakfast. That's what we had for
Yeah, that was our
breakfast was the
breakfast.
pretzel. Oh,
Yes.
actually, technically breakfast was coffee from Starbucks
Yes.
because that's our first
But the
stop when
real
we get
food
in. But the actual food was the pretzel, and it was a delicious
yes.
breakfast. You could actually also order like actual breakfast, like eggs and French toast and stuff. Um, but I only have so much room, and I want to fill it not with healthy snacks, but the snacks that my soul wants, and it wanted the
Yes.
pretzel. We saw the pretzel last
Yes.
time, and I was like, "There's no way that's gonna fit in me, no way." And
But it's
so
so good.
we got it this time and it's so good and it might be one of those snacks that I have to get every time now. Like that's going to be my California adventure snack is the pretzel. Cuz my Disneyland snack is the Dole Whip. California snack is the pretzel.
Yes, it's very good. 10 out of 10 recommend if you go to California Adventure. Check that out.
Yes, delish.
We also tried out the new Tiana's Palace
Palace.
place?
Palace.
Palace.
Yes.
Tiana's Palace. That's a new little like food place they opened next to Splash Mountain. I
Yeah,
think it's
it's
kind
right
of by
across
Splash
the
Mountain.
courtyard from the Haunted Mansion. So there's
Yeah.
always been a restaurant there. It's just now a themed restaurant cuz I think before it was just a New Orleans looking
Oh, right.
restaurant.
Okay.
I think we've eaten there like once before. Normally, when you eat there, it's not the actual restaurant, it's the beignet stand right next to it. And then you just share the
Yeah.
same courtyard. It was very good. I I think that's definitely on the list of restaurants that will probably be a norm. We both got the 2 sandwiches, which one of them was the beef po' boy and one was the I don't even remember what the other
The
one
other one was a
was.
weird name.
It had a weird name. Both of them were delicious, but 10 out of 10 that beef po' boy. Oh, chef kiss. It was
Yeah.
so good.
So good. So good.
And they also have like a seasonal beignet typically in there. So when we went, it was a lemon beignet, which had lemon pie filling in the middle and a lemon glaze on top. Very good. Um.
Disneyland just really crushes it with their snacks and food.
Oh, yeah.
Like my mouth is watering just thinking about the snacks there. I'm like, damn, I could really go back right now and just collect snacks.
Yes. Yes. For sure. And it's so hard because like we don't go often enough that we're like, oh, we'll try something different every time. It's like when we go back, we're like, we have to have this again because it's been so long since I've had it.
Yeah.
But then it's like you also want to try new stuff. So you gotta go with a friend and do what Casey and I did, and we basically just split everything or tasted
Yes.
everything of each other's. Like she got
That way you get a little bit of each. Like
yes,
you're not just getting each one thing, you're trying like a little bit of everything, which I think is
yeah,
the way to do it.
For sure, especially because everything's very expensive.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
everything sounds good. Literally
yes,
everything. Every time I
so
walk
good.
by something, I'm like, that sounds so good.
And if you're freaking standing in line for certain rides and the smell will waft towards you,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my God, what is that? It smells so good.
Or someone will walk by with something and you're like, that looks
Oh,
so good.
yeah. And then you sit there and Google it on your phone. Where in the park could they get that? Because I need it now. Yes. I got my caramel apple this time.
Yes. Did you try it? Was it good?
Ah, it was delicious. The apple wasn't, it's a green apple inside, which I love green apples, but sometimes they're too sour. But this one was like the perfect green apple. I almost wish though, because I just ate it like a monster right off the stick. And I I wish I would have cut it up into slices because it probably because then the caramel would have been more evenly spread throughout
Yeah.
the snacking. But oh my gosh, if they put that caramel in a tub, I would eat just the tub of caramel. It's so good. So
Man, I'm
good.
gonna have to try it next time we go.
And I got the plain Jane caramel apple because it wasn't as expensive as the decorated ones. I almost got, they have, because it's Halloween, the poisoned apple, but I didn't really want to
Ooh.
deal with the melted chocolate if it,
Yeah.
so just got the regular caramel apple. It was delicious either way.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
Oh, we saw San Francisco, which was
Oh yeah,
super
that just opened
cute.
up. I know, it's so cute.
We did not see Baymax. We missed that. So sad. I guess we'll just have to go back and see him.
I guess we just have to go back.
But we got there. We did California Adventure first. So we were in that part of the park like first thing in the morning. It's like 8:30 a.m. We were in there. And honestly, if you want to take
Mhm.
pictures in there, that's the time to do it when the park opens because nobody's really in there yet. They're not eating at the restaurants yet. And there's so many cute little nooks and crannies to take pictures in. And I didn't know this. If you go into the sourdough making factory thing, you get free bread!
Yes. You get free bread.
Free sourdough
Yay.
fresh bread. And they make Baymax out of bread. It's so cute.
I know. I have to get one of those because it looks so good and I wouldn't like it would be so hard to like
Absolutely. But you
not
know he'd
eat.
be delicious.
Like I would want to he would be so good. And yes, that sourdough is good. It's
It's so good.
amazing.
Yeah.
10
Next
out
time
of
we got to
10.
eat there, I always want to eat. They have the sourdough bread bowl with the clam chowder. So,
Yes. Oh my god, or like the mac and
yes.
cheese
So,
ones. I
next
want
time we'll have to
so
have
bad.
lunch in California Adventure. But we don't really go on much in California Adventure. Casey normally drags me on
No.
Guardians of the Galaxy. I always want to say Tower of Terror, and it hasn't been Tower of Terror for a long time. Um, but she spared me this time, which was fine because when we were in Disneyland,
I
yeah,
did. I
I
was
was
being
not. I
nice.
drug her on the Jungle Cruise at the end of the night in Disneyland.
Yeah.
So fair trade.
And one thing about me that I am terrified of, like, the animatronics that are, like, in the water. I know it sounds crazy. People are gonna be like, "You're a squacko." I don't know what it is. Regular animatronics, like, outside of I don't know if it's just because they're in the water and I can't see, like, underneath the water. And I just it terrifies me, and if and the Jungle Cruise
The whole time.
is that,
The whole time.
basically. That's all it is. That's the ride. Is my nightmare, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
we did it at nighttime, which was, like, even
It's
scarier.
Casey's true nightmare. Scarier than Horror
Yeah.
Nights.
You're like, "The Jungle Cruise?" Yeah, the Jungle Cruise scared you? Like, that is my living nightmare, and, like, it was so funny because we were on Pirates of the Caribbean, and there's, like, a little
At the beginning.
crocodile
At the beginning, yeah.
animatronic thing. Yeah, it's, like, at the very beginning before you even get, like, past the restaurant, and I was like, "Ew, I hate that thing. It's the bane of my existence. I want it I hate it, and, like,
They were
the girls in
cracking
front of us were
up.
cracking
And
up,
one of
they
them
were,
was
like,
like,
laughing so I was like,
yeah,
"I'm
one
glad
of
my
them
pain
asked, she
is
goes, "Is it
funny."
just the alligator?" And I said, "No, it's any animatronic in the water."
No, it's any of
Yeah.
them.
That's
She's
why I
weird,
always
just
think it's
ignore
funny when you
her.
sit on
Yes.
the door of the tram at Universal on the side that Jaws pops
I
out.
know, and I always forget too, until it's, like, time, and
Yeah,
then I'm like, "Oh my
it's
god," I always
hilarious.
forget. 'Cause I'm like it yeah, because when you get on and, like, when you go through, I'm like, "I'm backwards." Yeah. Which is funny too because, like, I like I mean, it's like a love-hate relationship with, like,
Mhm.
at Universal,
Oh, yeah.
Jurassic World ride. Like, I like that ride because I like Jurassic World, but, like, the freaking
Is
animatronics,
it just the ones that pop, like, out of the
truly
water? Or is it the ones that pop
I don't know, that T-Rex is pretty scary. That T-Rex okay, like, I'm not really scared of, like, regular animatronics, but that T-Rex is
Yeah, yeah.
truly terrifying. No matter how I feel like no matter how old I am, that thing will haunt me in my dreams. Like, the Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
like, boulder, I feel like is, like,
Yeah.
childhood trauma. Like, I was always scared that the boulder was
That's
gonna
so
fall on my
funny.
head.
Oh my gosh. Oh, we went on the, which I don't think we've told them about this, the new Mickey's Runaway
Oh,
Railway.
yeah.
Try saying that fast. I
Mickey's
can't say it
Runaway
fast.
Railway.
um,
Yes, in
and
Toontown.
I hate walking all the way to frickin' Toontown. It's so out of the way. Until they make
Yeah.
something that connects Toontown to Batu.
Yeah, because
No.
nothing
Oh my, and you
connects to
have to
it.
walk through Fantasyland out of all places.
Which is
So
oh
many
my god, I know, it's
children.
awful. Disneyland, please spare us because, like, Toontown is so cool sometimes and with this new ride, but, like,
Oh
god,
my gosh,
it
yeah,
is a pain to get to.
and the only thing that it has a train station right there, which is great, but the train station doesn't stop in Batu either. I need connection to Batu because that is Batu and Adventureland are my happy places. So I need there to be an easy way to get to both of those places. Also, Toontown is in the middle of a lot of construction for their little Centennial Park that's smack in the middle of Toontown. So there's
Oh, that's what that was? I was
yes,
wondering what that
normally it's a
was.
big picnic area for the children to run around and parents to just chillax in the shade, but they're constructing that. So there's walls. So Toontown is even smaller than it was before. And man oh man, they need some shade back there because it is hot. It was
Yeah,
so
and
hot.
because that ride just
Mhm.
opened, like, there's so many people in that tiny area
Yes.
because, like, it just I think it opened, what, like, in February when we were there last time?
Yeah.
Or in April? One of
I
those
thought it
times.
was I think it actually was April because I feel like we would
It
have
was, like,
gone
one
on
of the
it.
times that we went
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
I think it was
I think it might
before
have been.
April. I think it was in between our February and April trips
So,
because
like, March.
yeah.
Yeah.
Be-
It had to have been. But, but it's within the year.
mhm.
It's a new ride within the year,
Mhm.
and it is very, very
It
cool.
is. It's got the cuz so I don't know how, but I've managed to escape what the actual ride was via the internet. I do know the song, however, so that was stuck in my head for a long time.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah,
it's really
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's
song
got the
everywhere.
same technology as Rise of the Resistance, so it's trackless. So it feels like you're floating around on the floor, which is really cool. I love that kind of technology, and it seems like they've learned a lot from Rise of the Resistance because not once had that ride broken
Mhm.
down while we were there. Whereas Rise of the Resistance did indeed break down in the middle of the day. So, it's
Yes.
really cool. It's lots of fun. And I love that about 3/4 of the line is inside in the air conditioning. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
That was amazing.
That is plus side. Yes, we love that.
Um,
We
yes,
love
we
being on
love
the
some
inside.
AC.
Unless it's
Yeah.
like winter time, then,
But we went at like the hottest part of the day. So we got over there at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was so
mhm.
hot. I had a little like mesh top on that had to come off after Mickey's Runaway Railway because I was dying. So, and again,
Yeah.
because there's so much walls up in Toontown, there's no breeze coming through, and there's so many people. It's hot. It's very hot. But it was lots of fun. We got in the line just in time because when we were leaving, the line for that was huge. It went from like a 25,
Yeah.
30 minute wait time to like 60 by the time we got out of there. And I was like, ooh,
Yeah, and then I think it jumped up even longer, like, later on in the day.
yeah. And then we rode the Matterhorn for the first time in forever.
In a long time. Yes.
We were prepared to die or be broken. And neither actually happened, which I was surprised.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I don't know if it's because we got, like, a certain track. I don't know if one track is better than the other. But it wasn't
Yeah,
too
that's
bad.
true.
It was actually kind of therapeutic, I think. It was like a chiropractor appointment.
And the line for that wasn't too bad either. That's the only reason we went on. I told Casey, I go, if the line is under 45 minutes, we can go on. But if it's longer than 45 minutes, I don't want to wait for that because it's not
Yeah.
worth it. And I think it was 40 minutes, or maybe it was 45 exactly. So we went on.
Yeah, because that one is all outside with, like, patches of shade, but
Yeah, they
it's
needed to put
pretty
some like
rough.
fans with some misters in that line. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah. So that was really fun. We also got to do Big Thunder this time, which we didn't get to do last time, and that ride is always fun. Uh, the only bad thing about that is so
Yes.
we got in line because the wait time said 30 minutes, and I went, okay, cool, awesome. And then we were in line for about 5 minutes, and they put more of the like rope up for the line, and I looked on the app, and it jumped to 60. And I went, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
What
so we
happened?
waited in line because it's worth the wait. But I was like, man, I don't know. I should have peed before. Should have peed before we got in the line. I thought it was going to be a 30-minute wait, and I went, no problem. And then it was an hour, and I went, ooh, I don't know about that,
You're like, "This is a
but I made
problem."
it, and that's all that matters. What else? What else? We ended up staying a lot later than I thought either of us would make it to. Casey and I are both old. We're just little old
Yeah.
ladies who love Disneyland. And
But we
yes,
love
we are
sleep
both
also.
very dependent on the sleep. And neither of us had that much sleep. We had more sleep than we did last time, which was good. I didn't have to stop on the way home to take a nap in order to get all the way home.
That's true. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna fall asleep. I am sleeping
We ended up leaving at like
tonight.
11, right? It was late. The park closes at
Mhm.
midnight, and I was like, there's no way we're going to make it till then. And then we left at 11, and I went, wow.
And I think the plan was like 9.
Yeah, I told her, I go, the earliest we can leave is like 8 o'clock because I don't want to be in traffic on the way home. And we were like, we can make it till then. And then we stood in line for Rise of the Resistance, and that ate up like an hour and a half. So good old Rise of the
Mhm.
Resistance. But again, that line, very much worth it. And
Good.
we
Yeah.
stood in line when the sun was setting, so it wasn't very hot, which was great.
No, it was great.
Because
Yeah.
standing in that line in the middle of the day or the morning is just killer.
Yeah, and when we went, the line wasn't as atrocious.
Yes,
It definitely got worse because we got in line at what, like,
I
8ish,
think so.
and by like 9, by the time we got out, it was still like it was like 90 minutes or something,
Yeah,
80
it
minutes or
the wait
something.
time never changed, so I was like, oh, ugh. We didn't do Haunted Mansion or Indiana Jones because both those lines were absolutely atrocious. We've been to Disneyland around Halloween before,
Numerous times.
so it wasn't that big a deal. I do love both those rides. Indiana Jones, I could sit on all day. but I'm not gonna wait like 2 hours for Indiana Jones and then another 2 hours for Haunted Mansion. Like, absolutely not. And mind you, we went in freaking September. It's not even October yet. It's only gonna get worse.
I know. Yeah, October is gonna be crazy, and then like you have the holidays, so that's gonna
Yeah.
be absolutely
Oh
insane.
my gosh.
What else did we do?
We took a lot of pictures. This was
I was about to say,
this was what I titled our PR trip, because we really went for like pictures together for socials for this podcast. So we got in all the picture lines that we could find, and some of them, a lot of them came out really cute. But that's because we're cute. So
yeah, absolutely.
the one thing I did notice is they had us hugging a lot. Like the every single
Yeah, they did.
photographer was
Like,
like, wrap your arms around each other, and we were just like, okay.
like okay.
Um so we've got it. It's funny because it almost, we could make a calendar out of how many times we're hugging each other, because like every single photographer asked us to do that, and I was just like, ugh, why is this the pose for friends, the hugging of each other? But okay.
Yeah,
um
and the ears, the grabbing of
the
the
grabbing
ears,
of the
like grab your
ears,
ears.
which for the ears that both of us had on was actually really good because they're kind of top heavy. So it was nice to
Yeah,
have pictures of them not leaning forward.
yeah. You can definitely tell too. I mean, at least like with me, you can tell which pictures we took towards the end of the day.
Because we all look all
I'm like
tired
half my
and
makeup is like sweated
sweaty.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we looked, it's so
Yeah,
fresh.
it's that humidity.
Yeah, it was just like the slightest bit. I mean, you're used to like zero humidity, so just that
Yeah. Hmm.
tiny bit of Anaheim humidity really gets you. Also, I curled my hair really cute,
It will, yeah.
and then like literally by the time we got to the park and did our first picture, it was flat. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I forgot to put
Yeah,
hairspray in, so but yeah, even
even mine
yours.
like fell out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't
I
even
was
go
like,
on
it
any
is
like
so
water rides or anything.
no.
Rude.
Oh my god, could you imagine?
No, but I'm very proud. I didn't get sunburned. So I didn't get,
Me either.
yay, no sunburn. Woo.
Which is a miracle for me because I am ghostly white and I don't go outside, so the sun hates me.
Yeah.
I also have a vitamin D deficiency, so like I just don't do good outside.
You're just not made for the outside.
I'm just not built. I am quite literally a vampire, and this is where we bring up Twilight for the rest of the episode.
Absolutely. Just derail the whole episode.
Derail the whole episode. Anyways, it's fall, and that means Twilight time.
And it was overcast, so the minute it, because
And it
we were just
was.
like, oh, Twilight weather, here it comes. It was great.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to Wyatt the other day, and I was telling him, I think I was editing a podcast, and I was like, yeah. Oh, I was talking about our chaos of the first spooky season, or the pre-spooky season episode. And I was like, yeah, we end up talking about Twilight for half of it. He's like, I go, we end up talking about Twilight every episode. And he's like, is that the meme that's coming
Yeah.
out of your podcast? And I said, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, we are the Twilight. Oh my god, I saw this tweet.
Yeah.
And it made me literally cry laughing. Okay, so you know the other day how we had like the like alert on the
Oh.
phones that like they were doing a test. I saw one that said anybody get this alert, and then it said Bella, where the
Have
hell
you
are
been?
you, Loca? And I was where the hell have you been, Loca? I was crying. I was like, this is
Oh, it's so
I love the
good.
internet. And it was so quick. It was
Oh
so
my
quick.
god.
It was like 2 seconds after the alert, like 2 minutes after the alert that was already posted. And I was like, the internet is just so dang quick with
Oh,
this.
amazing. And then I love when Twilight memes collide with other things that I love, like the Pedro
Yes. Oh
Pascal
my
one I
god.
sent you. And it was the quote about Bella being obsessed with Edward, but instead of Edward leaning against the car, it was Pedro leaning against the car as Joel. And I'm like, yes, whoever made this is in my mind.
I love being in 2023 and Twilight is still relevant. Like
Twilight
it's
Renaissance,
amazing.
baby.
Anyways, We were talking about,
Disneyland.
Disneyland, I think. I don't even know how we got onto this topic. It happens every time.
We had our, let's go back to snacks. We had our usual, so we had 3 coffees total that day because we had our Starbucks coffee, which is a must to get the day started. And then we tried
Yeah.
the Witch of Westview coffee from Pim's Testing Lab, which was really sweet.
Sweet.
It's supposed to be like a
If you like sweet
marshmallow.
coffee.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a marshmallow coffee kind of thing. So if you like the s'mores coffee from Starbucks, you'll like this, but it's a lot. Like it's very, very sugary. But
Mhm.
it's purple, which is cool
Yeah, it's very pretty. It's good for the pictures.
for sure. And then we had our usual Starbucks coffee with the Cocoa Puffs on top because we can't resist that.
No, not Starbucks,
I mean, not
that's
Starbucks, Star
from
Wars. It had Star in the
Star
title.
Wars, yeah.
The other Star
Yeah,
place in
same thing.
Disneyland.
Yeah. Yeah, that coffee is so good.
It's
Oh my
so
god.
good.
I think about that coffee, like,
Oh,
once a week. I'm like,
yeah.
"Man, I wish I could just order that somewhere." Like,
Can Starbucks
someone
start
needs to
selling that?
open yeah, or someone needs to open, like, a restaurant or, like, a what are they called? I don't even know.
Like a
A coffee shop,
kiosk?
I
Yeah.
guess? A coffee shop that specializes in, like, things like that,
Yeah.
where, like, they make specialty coffees, because that shit is so good, and I think about that all the time, and I'm like, I can't go to Disneyland just for this $7 coffee,
Oh,
but I
it's
want
so
it.
good though.
I'm sure somebody made, like, a recipe
Oh,
online. I'm gonna look it up
absolutely.
after
We
this.
need the recipe
I'm gonna
for
go get some
that,
Cocoa
and
Puffs.
we need the recipe for the frickin' Cozy Cone 50/50 alcoholic
Oh
beverage.
my gosh. Yes, I think about that all the time
Yeah, we
too.
didn't get that this time because we were, like I said, we started in California Adventure, so we, not that we're above day drinking, but we weren't gonna day drink during this particular trip, so we didn't
Mhm.
start with that.
Plus, we usually plus last time
We got in
we got
line.
it before we went
Hmm.
into, yeah, line for, Radiator
Yeah.
Springs, and, that really made the time go by faster.
Yes.
We didn't ride that ride this
No.
time, so it was kinda like, we don't really, like, need
Yeah.
it." But it is
It's so
delicious. It's
good.
so
It's
good.
so good. We didn't ride that ride in particular because when we got there at 8:30, the line was already like 120 minutes. And I
Yeah.
was like, we don't have to do that this time. And you still can't Genie Plus that one or Rise of the
Which is
Resistance.
so crazy. That ride has been out for so
Yeah.
long.
I think it's because it's the most
Like,
popular one, but it's weird that you can't,
yeah,
because you can only Genie Plus so many people. So I don't understand why it
that's
matters.
true.
I understand the new rides, like the Mickey one, sure. But
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
mean, Radiator Springs has been out for years at this point. So I don't know. It's weird.
But it is a good ride if you, have never ridden it. It's so
And
cute
it's
and
so
it's
much
so fun.
fun. So much fun.
Disney really kills it with their rides. They do.
They
They do
do.
great rides.
Disney does a lot of
I
things
what can I
great. I
say?
just wish they would cut back. We went to Disneyland during lockdown period, like when they were only letting so many people in the park, and it felt like going to Disneyland like back in the day when we started going to Disneyland, because there was still a lot of people, don't get me wrong, but there was not so many people that you had to like squeeze and squish in between the crowds just to get like across
From one
New
place to another,
Orleans or
yeah.
anything like that. So it was really nice. And I kind of wish they would have kept that. Like, I understand from a business perspective, you want to make as much money as possible. But if you want overall customer satisfaction and you want people to keep coming back, maybe lower how many people you let in the park every day. Also, because you
Yeah.
have to make a reservation. You can't, you're
Mhm.
taking such a big gamble if you just show up and want to buy your tickets that day. Like, People,
like we tried to do.
yeah. Technically, I bought
Well,
yours the night before, and I
yeah,
had a
that's true.
reservation. But people show up the
That's
day
true.
of that they're trying to get into the park, and go, "Yep, take it to Disneyland, please." I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Disneyland is not how it used to be. You have to make a reservation
Yeah.
and buy the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's not like it used to be where you can just show up and buy the ticket. Because they will sell out of days.
Yeah.
Like it gets freaking busy there, especially like October, November, and
Mm-hmm.
December are like the busiest months there.
Yeah. So, I just think with a system like that, you should just limit, and then also,
One eternity later.
and we've derailed this podcast once again.
Yes.
Just how our
I
minds
think
work.
that wraps everything.
It
I feel like that wraps everything up for our trip. I mean, it was
truly,
pretty
yeah, it was great. We had lots of
mhm.
fun. We had all the Halloween snacks.
Yes.
We didn't have any rude people, which was great. I didn't have any children touch my butt at any point.
I
Um,
did. I had some kid fully like grab my butt and I was like, I don't need this child away from me.
okay, well, one of
Like
us came out unscathed from just small child hands on the butt. But we had lots of fun. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Don't forget to do,
you'll hear how fun we had.
yeah, we have vlogs. Don't forget to check out the vlogs. You can check us out on TikTok, Two Nerds in a Podcast, all one word. You can check out my vlog on my YouTube channel, which is Jamie Throws Confetti. And don't forget to do all the podcasty things down below. Subscribe, ding the bell, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dog. And we will see you guys in the next episode. So goodbye.
Bye.